Hi, and welcome to a rather windy Lake Atherglen this afternoon. I'm talking to you on the end of the day of 13 Kame, as we're just finishing up the Trecena, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Trecena of Kame. Now, you know, as we go through the Trecenas, I always think about it's like the whole calendar is an evolution of our consciousness. And as we go through, we're talking about different things, different stages that we go through. And today, I'm going to be talking about Trecena of Kame. Kame is about transformation. Kame is about challenges. And you're probably thinking, 2020 challenges? Really? Right now? More challenges? Well, yeah. But you know, it's kind of like sometimes when somebody leaves a job or something like that, the reason that they cite is because they want to move on to a fresh challenge. They need a new challenge in their life. And so what we see with the Trecena of Kame is that it's a 13-day period that brings you something fresh to get your teeth into. Maybe it's going to bring up something that you are maybe a little bit scared of. It's something which helps you to transform, and it's something which comes along at the right point in time to help you to move up a level. Now, the calendar is cyclic, and so the day of 1 Kameh, this Trecena of Kame, will come around again in 260 days' time. Sometimes we get, let's say, thrown a challenge. We don't know whether we're ready for it. It seems to come our way, and we try to deal with it, and sometimes we deal with it, and sometimes we don't. And sometimes we kind of like don't think we're strong enough to deal with it or something like that, but it's there anyway. So it's up to us to choose whether we want to deal with it right now. So it might bring out some novelty, might bring out something different, maybe even something that you hadn't thought of. But this is for your advancement. This is something which is helping you to move forward, helping your soul to progress in this life. And so, once again, rather like in the Trecena of Kame, where we were talking about facing challenges or, you know, facing the trials and all this kind of thing, Kameh can also bring these kind of fears along, because when we transcend them, then we move on. And of course, sometimes when we transcend those fears as well, actually didn't turn out to be quite as scary as we thought it was going to be. You know how it is. You look at it, whether it's kind of like going for an exam at school or university or whatever it is. There's so many things that come to us in life where we have this fear. You know, we kind of build it up before we actually go out. And then when we actually kind of like step into it, so actually start facing that challenge, like, hey, hang on, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And then afterwards you thought, actually, why was I worrying about that? That was something I could just take in my stride. It's not to say it was necessarily easy, but, you know, it's kind of like a lot of the time we'll find that one way or another, we've been prepared for the challenges that we're going to face. Now, who's preparing us? Well, the other side of Kameh, of course, is the connection with the ancestors, the connection with the spirit world, the connection with the dead, as it were. And, you know, when I'm calling Kameh a fire ceremony, and this is the time when I'll be putting the special candles on, the tallow candles, in order to honour our dead, in order to honour our ancestors. And so Kameh can also kind of like bring in this idea that you have this whole team of helpers, your ancestors, your friends, your family, the ones who are in spirit right now, are here to help you to overcome these challenges. So again, it's a time to call on their wisdom, it's a time to call on their knowledge, a time to call on them if you think that they might be able to help you to get through your new challenge. Maybe there's something that great Uncle Fred knew about or something like that, and you go back into his knowledge to help you to overcome this new challenge in your life. So, Kameh is generally seen as a very positive Nawali, because it's all about our evolution, and we're here to evolve, right? So, you know, it's kind of like, here we are, doing the work properly. So, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and go through with it, right? So, we're going to start with the day 1 Kameh. 1 Kameh, as I say, new challenge, the birth of a new challenge. 1 being the potential, that potential to become something great, that potential to stay as a seed if we don't feed it. So it may well be that on 1 Kameh, something comes up and you think, sounds intriguing, sounds like my kind of thing, but you know, is there danger? Is there an element of failure? Is there kind of like all of these things going on? These are the possibilities that are in there, and maybe you go, yeah, that's not for me right now, that looks too scary. Or maybe you go, yeah, okay, time's right, I've been stuck in my house for 3 months, why not go out and do this now? So, like, you know, you've got those kind of things. It's about facing fears and getting on with it and transforming in the process. From one Kameh, we're then going to go into two Keh. So Keh, the natural world, the wilderness, the greenness. Keh, the strength, and the strength that comes to spiritual leadership. We see these things associated with Keh, and we see it here with the number 2. So number 2 can represent relationships, it can represent lovers, it can represent duality, and it can represent self-sacrifice, all of those things together. And with 2 Keh, one of the things that really comes to my mind is that the element of true leadership that involves an amount of self-sacrifice. It's kind of like, you know, this is when you're like leading, the whole point is to give, to help your family, to help your community to evolve. And of course in the Trecena of Kame, overcoming challenges, but also connecting with the ancestors, because this is kind of like what we see as this guidance, this leadership, is we give out of ourselves freely to pass on the messages from the ancestors, those kind of things. So there's those elements. The other element that we could see is that with Keh, I often feel that there's a very strong balance. There's a great deal of strength in Keh, and we have to learn to balance it so that we can use it in the correct way. Now, you know, let's say that we're pushing a car. We need some strength to push the car, but we don't want to push it too far, too fast. It's got to be modified, it's got to be moderated. And so it's learning the balance of strength, how to apply your strength in a natural way, because Keh is teaching us about the natural way. From 2 Keh, we're then going to move to 3 Anil. And so Anil, the Nawal of the garden, of the plants, of the harvest, of the goldenness, of the maturing and the ripeness. And the number 3. Now, often we kind of like see the number 3 as representing some kind of like external blockages or something like that. And sure, 3 Anil would be a great day to focus on the garden which is within your home, because, you know, Anil days are great days to get out in the garden and do anything that you want to bring to ripeness. And the 3 is saying it's within the home, but it's also a day for looking within. The 3, the home of the soul, within the body, the home within us, looking inside. And so 3 Anil is like looking inside for your brightness, looking inside for your ripeness, looking inside for that golden nature. That comes through that 3 Anil. And so, you know, it's a great day to hang out in your home, bringing the things like home projects. Great day to be doing them, to bring them to ripeness. In your garden, like planting seeds, however it might be, whatever tasks you have to do right now, 3 Anil is a great day for that. From 3 Anil, we're going to 4 Toch. So, Toch, the day of payment, the day of giving, the day, like a day of sacrifice in one way or another. We're giving our energy, we're giving our time. And it's coupled with the number 4, the number of the physical plane, so it's about material giving, it's about giving of our material, physical self in one way or another. So, you know, since this whole thing started, I've been putting onto these videos some links so that you can choose to donate to the people of San Pablo, the people of San Marcos, for kind of like the relief funding to help make sure people get fed. And so 4 Toch is a great day to be doing exactly that kind of thing. So Toch is a day to bring yourself into balance, to bring good health to yourself, your family, to make some sacrifice in one way or another. In this case, with the 4 on the physical level, to give back of some of your physical energy in order to keep yourself healthy. a little bit of a donation along the path. From 4 Toch, we then move on to 5 Tzi. Now Tzi, the Nawal of unconditional love, the Nawal of justice, the Nawal of law, the Nawal of sex, drugs and rock and roll as well. Okay, so Tzi is all about your faith. That's what I want to focus on this particular version, because we have it there with the number 5. Now the number 5 always represents the hand, so it represents work. And when we see that work, it's kind of like, it's not necessarily going to be easy what happens, right? It's not necessarily going to be easy that comes up. It's about putting your energy into something. Okay? And Tzi, well, it's about your faith in yourself. Here we are in the Kameh Trecena. And so, as a consequence, we're thinking about how we're going to transform the faith that we have in our journey, in our spiritual path, in our evolution. And 5T is saying, you've got to put a bit of effort into this. You've got to put a bit of work into it, right? Now, what form might that take? Well, as I said, when you see T as representing the vices as well, it could easily represent temptation coming on. So it's kind of like saying, are you ready, willing and able to transform? When this gets put in front of you, you might think, well, that smells nice, that tastes nice, that looks nice. Hey, this is fun. Is this in my path or not? And so you may find that on 5T, you get these questions, you get this temptation coming up to ask you, are you really serious about this? Where's your faith in your path? Where's your faith in your transformation? How easily distracted are you? How easily tempted away from your path are you? From 5T, we then move into 6 Bats. So 6 Bats, fantastic creativity day. Bats, the genius creator. Bats, the master weaver, the master artisan, the master artist, basically, combined with the number 6, the number of ultimate stability, the number that brings together the heart of the sky and the heart of the earth in the physical plane. So it's kind of like what you're going to make on 6 Bats. You kind of think you're drawing on kind of like something otherworldly. So it's a fantastic day to be doing anything artsy. It's a fantastic day to be doing your weaving, doing your painting, doing your writing, doing your photography, whatever it is that's your thing, your creativity. 6 Bats is the day that you should sort of schedule for it, you know, kind of like clear the diary and do your creativity on that day. From 6 Bats, we then go into 7 Ech. Now this is kind of interesting because 7 Ech was the year lord of last year, of 2019. So the 7 we see as the top of the pyramid, the 7 we see as death and endings, and Ech is the journey. So it's hardly surprising to find the end of the road in the middle of the Trecena of Kame, right? The thing is, like when we see it as representing a pyramid, what we also see is that when we're standing on the top of the pyramid, and we're right on the point, we can see all our other options. Now, the road which has taken us to the top of the pyramid, well, that road is done. It's served its purpose. And so you may well find that on 7 Ech, you're coming to the end of the road with something. You realise, okay, you know, I've been on that journey for this long, now it's done. Now I'm moving on to a different journey. And 7 Ech might well present you with all the different choices which are available to you right now. All the different choices that you might want to consider, where your journey, where your challenge is going to take you. From 7 Ech, we then go into 8 Ach. 8 Ach, the celebration of the leader in one way. Celebration of the home. 8 Ach, well, 8 days are great ceremonial days because they're all about wholeness. They're all about, well, we could say the grandparents of the 4 directions. We can also see them in many ways, like everything in the world being eightfold when it comes into its wholeness. And it's possibly for this reason that they're seen as really good ceremonial days. Ach, what does Ach represent? Well, it represents community, It represents the home. So Eight Ach is the day to give thanks for your home. It's a day to make ceremony for everything that's within your home, everything that's like the roof over your head, the food on your table, your job, your children, everything that makes your family and that brings your home into harmony. So whether you choose to make a 3-hour-long Mayan fire ceremony or something like that, or whether you choose to light a candle and just say thank you, this is a great day to recognise how lucky we are to have a safe place to sleep, have a roof over our head, all of those kind of things. Ach is also about standing up and doing and saying the right thing, because Ach is about our spinal column, it's about being brave, because leadership requires courage, requires bravery, requires, it's like we don't always get to say the kind of like the nice stuff. Sometimes we've got to stand up and say, hey, we need to sort this out right now in order to bring harmony into our world, into our community. And so it's also a day to ask for the strength to stand up and do the right thing, to stand up and say the right thing in order to bring harmony to your community, harmony to your home. From 8 Ach, we then go into 9 Ish. 9 Ish, possibly the most feminine day of the entire calendar, because we have Ish, the Nawal of the Mother, Ish, the Nawal of Mother Earth, Ish, the Nawal of the shrines and the altars, combined with the number 9, the number of the divine feminine, the number of life itself. And so here we see another day as a celebration of femininity. We can also see it as a celebration of our connection and the life that comes to us from Mother Earth, the life that comes to us from our mothers. We can see it as bringing life to the altars, to the shrines, to the sacred places as well. And this is a great day to get out and visit those sacred places if you can, wherever they may be. Make an offering to Mother Earth and give thanks for your life. You know, it's the Kameh Trecena, and here we have the life bringer right in it. And so we might be facing our challenges, we might be facing things that frighten us, but here we are giving thanks for our life and giving thanks for the life that carries us through. From 9 Ish, we then go into 10 Tzikin. Tzikin, the bird, Tzikin, the visionary. And here, combined with the number 10, all about community. So this is a great day to get together with people, work out a vision to take your community forward, work out how to overcome problems with each other. Maybe also, like, if we're talking about Kameh as overcoming our fears, maybe it's through the vision of your community. That's what you need to call in on that day in order to help you to move forward. Now, that might be through getting a bit stuck and not knowing how to go forward with it, or it might be from just kind of like getting some support over something that you fear. Could be either of those kind of things. But 10 Tzikin is a great day to reach out for that support. Ask for somebody else's vision to come and help you, come and support you a bit, so that you can go through your changes. From 10 Tzikin, we're then going into 11 Achmach. So Achmach, the Nawal of forgiveness, Achmach, the Nawal of pardon, Achmach, the Nawal of being a human, of accepting. Achmach helps us to release burdens of blame or game or blame or shame or guilt, and so that we can move forward. Because if we're in this period of transformation, then we can't really take that baggage with us. We've got to let go of it. We've got to allow it to be. We've got to accept ourselves and those around us for exactly being human and for making mistakes and for not getting it right every time. Because that way we can then move on. So we accept our humanity. Now the thing is, today it's going to be on an 11 day, right? So, and the 11 is coming from all over the place. And so it may be that kind of like, you might feel that it's one of those days where you kind of like, you go, oh, not another thing coming up. Whether they're things from your past or things happening there. Like 11 Achmach is certainly not a day on which to do anything mission critical in your life. It's like, because even if you're paying attention, others might not be. So, like, keep it chill, keep it easy, kind of like limit the, let's say, limit the possibilities of risk on that day. Because it's kind of like not the time to get the fine china out of the sideboard kind of thing, because, you know, that's just maybe not the day for it. So keep it simple, keep it human on 11 Achmach, and accept what comes to you. From 11 Achmach, we're then going into 12 Noach, and the problem solver, Noach, the brain, the mind, the knowledge, everything that we've learned, everything that we've been putting together. Noach is organisation of the knowledge into useful thought, into the ability to solve problems. And what knowledge are we putting together? We're putting together everything that we've ever learnt in life, because that's what the 12 represents. So, Kameh sets us a challenge. 12 Noach gives us the ability to put together all of our experiences, so we go, yeah, I see, that's the way. That's where we go for our answer. So, it's a great day for coming up with those ideas. It's a great day for thinking things through. It's a great day with coming up with the solution for the problems that you might have, how to overcome the fears. And then finally, we go into the day of 13 Tihash, an extremely strong day. Now, Tihash, the obsidian blade, the warrior, the surgeon, that which is coming along to cut away, you know, what doesn't serve, to cut away what's causing the illness in the first place. Tihash isn't taking any prisoners either. You know, it's kind of like, it can be sharp. I was going to say it could be blunt, but it's not, it's sharp, you know. And so it's kind of like, it's carefully cutting away. It's a great day for surgery. And here we see it with the 13. So, I mean, it's a great day for spiritual healing. It's a great day for spiritual surgery, as it were. And it's a great day. We can imagine that the hand of spirit is guiding the blade. We can imagine that the hand of the ancestors is guiding the blade. And so it's this extremely empowered day for any form of healing. It's a great day to engage with that. It's a great day to be looking at what you're polishing, how to bring out the true beauty of things, how to bring things out to the polished diamond, because you're going to get a little bit of extra help. It's a great day to, you know, to be asking spirit, to be asking your ancestors exactly how you might proceed, what you need to cut away, and how to cut it away, so that you can move forward with your transformation. So, that's the Kameh Trecena. I wish you luck with it. I hope that you find that challenge. I hope that you overcome the fears that come into your way during this time. And I'll see you in 13 days' time for the Kawok Trecena. Thank you.